Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Michelle Graff, and I'm the editor in chief at National Jeweler. I'm pleased to welcome you to this latest episode of My Next Question, National Jeweler's webinar series sponsored by RDI Diamonds. Today's session is hosted by our senior editor, Brecken Brandstrader, and features Dave Bonaparte, President and CEO of Jewelers of America. Before I turn the discussion over to Brecken and David, I just want to let our attendees know that if they have a question, they can type it in to the Zoom Q&A box at the bottom of their screens. I'll be back on at the end of the discussion to facilitate the Q&A. Also, today's session is being recorded and will be available on the National Jeweler website this coming Friday, July 9th. Now I'll turn it over to Brecken to get things started. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Welcome to everyone who's joining us today, and welcome, of course, to Jewelers of America CEO Dave Bonaparte.
Thank you. Thank you.
As I'm sure many of you on here know, JA is, of course, National Jeweler's parent company. So it's very nice to have someone from our work family on with us today. Really appreciate you being here.
Pleasure. It's great. It's good to see you, Brecken.
Good to see you too. Thanks for being here. And we're here to, of course, to talk about JA's busy month that you guys have planned. So let's talk about some of those exciting events coming up for July. And we'll start with the National Convention, of course, which will be held virtually again this year, right?
Right. Yeah, so we're really excited. And first and foremost, thank you again to RDI for your sponsorship. Really appreciated and able to make this happen. So yeah, we're very excited about our convention coming up the 19th and 20th. It is something that, a year ago we had planned to do in person. And unfortunately, we had to make a tough decision back in April to go virtual because we really didn't know what was going to be happening in terms of the state of COVID. So the good news is we've done virtual before very successfully, over 800 registrations last year, and we were on pace to kind of hit that, maybe exceed it this year. So great content and good informative information out there. So as far as what's going to go on over the next 2 days, we like to put together very unique content, stuff that you might not see anywhere else. Certainly, we'll have the relevant industry experts talking about their particular subjects, but we really have the ability to bring in some unique stuff based on what we do in the marketplace. So we're looking forward to our theme of coming into focus.
Absolutely. No, great segue. I mean, you mentioned last year's event was very engaging, lots of great content. People were really finding a way to come together virtually. So we're excited for this year's as well. And you mentioned the theme coming into focus is what you're really bringing all your content together with. So tell us a little bit about why JA chose that to be this year's theme.
Well, good question. I think, in 19, we were in person, and then we went virtual in 2020. And again, in 2021, going virtual, as always, the landscape of retail jewelry is always changing, and it's at a rapid pace, and it's even more rapid now with the event of COVID. And retailers really spend a lot of time adapting and responding to this crisis. And so that leads to a ton of change, right? So now that we're kind of coming out of crisis mode, we feel like there's a lot that was learned, and now there's a lot to look forward to and some positive change that we're kind of getting on the other side of this. So it kind of led the team to brainstorm the theme of coming into focus. So now we're behind what we hope is the most difficult, challenging time of COVID, and retail is really healthy right now, retail especially. And so coming into focus is something that we thought was appropriate.
Right, fantastic. So what can you tell us about the keynote speakers that you guys have lined up for those 2 days?
Really excited about these keynotes. The team really works hard and to figure out where we can get unique speakers and unique content. And so we have 4 keynotes, 2 each day. The first one, Marilyn Sherman, she'll be presenting on Back to the New Future. Okay, so that's kind of really appropriate based on what we went through again. Not really waiting to get back to normal, like creating your new future now. That's what she's going to talk about. She's going to really kind of energize everyone to think about taking charge of their careers, their companies, their personal life, and really make a positive change. So that's great for that first session. I think we always look for the first session to kind of be an invigorating, exciting session. Of course, thanks to Synchrony for that sponsorship of that session as well. The second session keynote that we'll have on Monday will be Michael Zezas. This is the managing director and head of U.S. Public Policy Research and Municipal Credit Strategy at Morgan Stanley. So because we are heavily invested in this space as Jewelers of America, we have the ability to get great speakers in this space. Michael is constantly on CNBC, Bloomberg, and all over the Wall Street Journal, Financial Times. He's an expert in public policy and public markets. So he'll talk about like the political economy, public markets, and then kind of how that really affects your business as a jeweler, like what to expect in the macroeconomic geopolitical landscape and what you can bring back and learn to bring back to your business. So he'll talk about trade, climate change, infrastructure, regulation, all the stuff that definitely affects every retailer's business. So we're excited about that one.
That's awesome.
And of course, our friends at GIA, very important partner to Jewelers of America, Catherine Ramirez of GIA. She's the executive director, alumni development and continuing education at GIA. She'll be speaking about kind of ensuring consumer trust that basically we all serve as a part of this industry. You know, Jewelers of America, with consumer confidence being our main mission. So ensuring consumer trust as a part of GIA is very important. So their sponsorship and their presentation is very important to us. And we really look forward to seeing what Catherine has to say there. So very excited about that. And then the final keynote will be a panel discussion from industry experts on responsible sourcing. So we'll have Fariel Zarouki of De Beers, always very interesting content. Pamela Fierst-Walsh of the State Department. She is the senior advisor for conflict and critical minerals at the and the rep for the Kimberley process for the United States. So she's a very dynamic speaker. Our friend Iris Vandervecken at Responsible Jewelry Council, of course, Jewelers of America, one of the founding members. We always want to hear what Iris has to say and the progress around the UN and the great work that she does there. And then Tyler Gillard, he is the head of special projects at the OECD. And if you don't know what the OECD is, it's the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. So very important organization. And these four individuals collectively have made great strides in basically responsible sourcing and putting positive due diligence in the supply chain. So it's always popular content. So I think I have your screens frozen there, Brecken. So I don't know if you guys are still watching this, but Michelle's jumping in here. And I think one of the things that we have planned for you that's very exciting is breakout sessions. We have 15 breakout sessions, and that's a lot, but it gives the attendees time to pick and choose what it is that they're going to be interested in. And so those 15 breakout sessions will have a great variety to choose from. For instance, the first breakout session, or one of the ones that I'm going to be very interested in looking at, is Michael Hansen, the Senior Executive Vice President in Public Affairs of the Retail Industry Leaders Association, RILA. So RILA is a leader in the space. Really excited to hear from Michael. RILA does a lot for the retail industry, and in particular the jewelers. They have a strong lobby and really do a lot of work on behalf of the entire retail industry. So, there's a lot of other breakouts that I can't go into all 15, but obviously go take a look at our lineup and see what it is that interests you, and hopefully you can do as many of those as possible. So the other thing is mixed into the vast amount of content we have here is a little fun. And so we have experience boxes planned for the first 115 people who registered. So as you go through the convention, you'll be able to kind of have some fun things in a box that filled with treats and items to help it make the most out of this a virtual national convention experience. So that'll be fun stuff. So we look forward to that, and hopefully people enjoy those boxes. Of course, everybody wants to know how long they have to register. And so we are taking registrations now, and we encourage you to go onto our website and register now, jewelers.org, and you'll see the registration link there. But we have until the end of next week. So if you haven't registered already, please do, and have your colleagues register as well. So right now we're on track again, as I said, to meet or exceed last year's registration numbers, which is great. And we want to reach a very broad audience of both members and, of course, non-member of Jewelers of America. So we encourage everybody to register if you haven't already done that.
Fantastic.
Oh, there you are, Brecken.
So sorry, I dropped out there for a second, but I missed. So did you touch on the breakout sessions? I think
Yes.
I came in after that. Okay,
Yeah,
fantastic.
we did breakouts, and I touched a little bit on the experience boxes as well.
Great. Well, thank you so much. I mean, to your point, JA always has these great, really dynamic speakers. And I think one of the things that come out of it always is also really great takeaways and very actionable items. So I think, the upcoming convention is going to be fantastic for retailers to position themselves for the rest of the year. So thank you so much for that. And we have, of course, the link in the chat for anyone who's interested in that. And let's now move on to moving from an educational event to our favorite social event, which is, of course, the GEM Awards. We love them so much. So this year, you guys are taking those virtual for the first time ever, correct?
Yeah, we are. Same scenario. We had to make this decision back in April because we didn't know the state of what New York City was going to be like in terms of how many people could gather. So while we won't be at our fantastic venue at Cipriani, we will be virtual, and we will make it as spectacular as possible. So we're really looking forward to it. And the committee has really done a great job to move it virtual this year and put it onto a platform that we think is going to be really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's next Thursday, July 15th.
Yeah, July 15th. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's free, so everybody knows. So you can tell you and your colleagues or tell your colleagues to go ahead and register for that. And we'll have a great time. And, we're looking forward to all those great presentations again.
Yeah, fantastic. So to start talking a little bit about the program, since GEM Awards is, of course, partially a place to see and be seen and show off your jewels, how are you guys carrying that to the virtual platform this year? How are you encouraging people to dress up, and how can we share what we're...
Yeah, that's a great question. We were wondering how it was going to turn out virtual. When you go to GEM Awards, those of you who have been, it's a black tie event. It's what we would like to say is, dress to impress, dress like you are attending the GEM Awards, and, wear your favorite watch and your favorite outfits, and of course your favorite jewelry and timepieces, and really enjoy it as you would if it were in person. And we encourage you to take photos too, because I think it'd be a great thing to share on social, right? So if you could take photos during GEM Awards as you're watching it, the presentations, and then tag at GEM Awards and use hashtags GEM Awards and GEM Awards jewelry, that would be great. I think it would create a lot of buzz on social, and it would be a good thing for the industry.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, can't wait to see what everyone turns up in digitally. And you, of course, have released a little bit of information about who you guys will be honoring this year. So tell us a little bit about that and what we can look for.
Gosh, extremely excited to honor first and foremost John Kennedy of the Jeweler Security Alliance. He'll be taking home the GEM Awards for Lifetime Achievement. So it's a great accomplishment on his part. He is a pillar of the industry, a leader of the gem and watch industry. And so we'll have the opportunity to kind of tell his story to the attendees and watch him accept this really prestigious award. So that'll be really, really exciting for me, being a part of the Jeweler Security Alliance board for, gosh, it's got to be over 15 years now. I'm really, it's going to give me great pleasure to see John take home that award. We also have Law Roach. You may not know Law Roach, but he'll be accepting the GEM Award for jewelry style. I'm sure a lot of you do know Law Roach, a really top stylist. And so basically Law Roach wearing and styling a fine jewelry has become a jewelry icon in his own right. And so that's really exciting. It's basically the talents of folks like Law Roach that put jewelry on the map. So that's going to be very exciting and create a lot of buzz. The other thing we're doing too, we have 2 special segments this year. We thought it'd be really interesting to do a tribute to the individuals and brands that made kind of the industry shine through the pandemic, right? So all the cool stories and experiences that jewelers had through this pandemic. So we created a really cool video showing that. And we're doing a tribute to Elsa Peretti, of course, the iconic brand. We'll do a tribute video to Elsa Peretti, so that'll be exciting.
Great. Well, we know all of those people are very well deserving. I mean, John Kennedy, he's, I think everyone knows that name. He's a pillar. He's always very willing to work with us. I know on National Jeweler side, Michelle especially works with him a lot just to get the word out there. And Law Roach, I think, is really interesting. I admittedly didn't know his name very well until I started, doing research after you guys made the announcement. And I think people would at least recognize his looks if they don't recognize the name. He's behind, some of the biggest, most viral looks we've seen lately. And he's doing all these amazing things. He's very supportive of the industry. And, he's not necessarily all about the big names. He wants just to support the talent. So he's very into, design for what it is. He's quite amazing. Very, very well deserved. So fantastic. Well, thank you so much for that, Dave. Before we turn it over to Michelle to see if we had any follow-up questions, is there anything else about the 2 events that we should note? Or do you think we covered it all?
I think, there's a lot there that with the convention, there's just so much, and we're looking forward to having all of you there. And remember, while it is for Jewelers of America members, there is an opportunity for non-members to register. So the value there is you can register for the convention as a non-member, and we'll give you a complimentary membership for a period of time so that you can enjoy some of these benefits and actually take advantage of some of the other benefits of being a Jewelers of America member. So be sure to do that if you're not a member, because it is going to be complimentary for a period of time. And then, other things that we've been doing throughout the year, not only these 2 things, but over the last 115 years, we've done so much. We want to have it last for another 115 years at least. So this week we announced a very exciting benefit opportunity. For the first time ever, JA is going to be giving Jewelers of America members access to a level 1 sales professional certification at no cost. So that's a valuable tool for your sales professionals at the counter to become more effective salespeople for you. So having sales associates and professionals that are have this certification kind of helps the consumer, right? And it helps the consumer with consumer confidence when buying jewelry. So it's a good member value for all members of Jewelers of America. So a lot of great things. We encourage you to look at our website and of all the benefits and all of the guidance that we provide that can help your stores and your businesses.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much, Dave. I'm going to jump over to Michelle really quick and see if there were any follow-up questions or anything else we could answer from the audience.
Sure, absolutely.
Oh, thank you so much, Dave and Brecken. That was a very informative session. And thanks to our sponsor, RDI Diamonds. As a reminder, you can still type questions into the Zoom Q&A box at the bottom of the screen, and I'll try to get to as many as possible. We do have a few here for Dave today. While we compile the Q&A, I just wanted to say a quick word about RDI Diamonds. RDI Diamonds, the selection you want, the quality you need. Thousands of diamonds, that's just the beginning. RDI offers a wide range of services and support to help you succeed, from flexible memo options, a partnership with De Beers Group Industry Services, to generous stock options and cost-efficient shipping. RDI's goal is to provide the highest quality of both care and diamonds to your store. Visit rdidiamonds.com today to learn more. That is rdidiamonds.com. Now, let's get started with our listener questions. Two kind of points of clarification. Dave, could you share the exact dates and times for the JA National Convention? We know both events we talked about today are virtual, of course, but obviously there are dates and times. So first for the JA National Convention.
Yes, so Monday we'll kick off at 12:05 with the keynote, okay, and then that will go all the way through. The last session, I believe, is 2:45. Let me make sure that's true. And if I get any of that wrong, I'm sorry, it is 3:45. And then I'll end with the breakout sessions. So A lot of content right through the day there. And then at the end, there'll be a networking roundtable, kind of a recap with some folks. So be sure to participate in that in day one. Day
And you're
two-
saying, I'm sorry, Dave, you said Monday, you mean just for clarification, this coming Monday, July 12th.
No. Monday, July 19th, National
Monday,
Convention.
July 19th.
Now,
Okay.
prior to that, obviously, July 15th is the GEM Awards.
Okay. Just
before
want to
the-
clarify that. So
Yeah.
the
Yeah, so
convention
July
is
19th.
Monday, July 19th through
Correct.
Wednesday, July 21st.
No, so Tuesday is the next day. Okay. And so it's a 2-day convention, and it'll start at 1:00 on Tuesday, July 20th, the second day, and go through the closing remarks at 4:35.
Okay.
So that is
Great.
Tuesday.
Okay.
All right. And all the information is on our website. And actually, probably in the chat, somebody's sending you all that detailed information if somebody has missed those dates.
Okay, wonderful. So the dates for the convention, Monday, July 19th and Tuesday,
Yep.
July 20th. Now, GEM Awards, you already said that is next Thursday,
Mhm.
July 15th. Hard to believe it's July 15th already. And
Yeah,
what
I know.
time should people be logging on for that?
Probably, geez, we'll send that out to you guys. I think it's 5:00. We were going to, GEM Awards is typically on a Friday. But we decided because it was virtual that we'd go on a Thursday because we didn't think people, if it was virtual, would want to really get into a Friday night. So it was 7 p.m. for GEM Awards. I stand corrected. So
Okay, wonderful.
Yep.
Okay, that's next Thursday, July 15th at 7 p.m.
Correct.
So then we just have one question. That's kind of a more general question. Someone wants to know, and there are going to be sessions kind of addressing this. You mentioned someone from the OECD, but someone wants to know, how important is ethical mining to American consumers?
That's a great question. And it comes up a lot when we sit at the table with the Responsible Jewelry Council, with the World Diamond Council, during the Kimberley process meetings as well. We believe that consumers have come to expect that the items that they are looking at and buying are responsibly sourced. So it's an expectation. It is something that has to be emphasized, that responsible sourcing and responsible supply chain is the utmost importance. So we believe that consumers expect it every time they walk in the store.
Okay, thank you so much. That's all the questions we have today. Thanks again, David, for joining us today, and Brecken
My pleasure.
for hosting.
My pleasure. Thank you guys, both of you. Appreciate the opportunity to kind of talk about what we're doing. We look forward to seeing all of you and your colleagues at both the GEM Awards and the convention.
Yeah, and as we said, all the information for both of those events is now in the chat, as well as links to register for either. We're going to be back next Tuesday, July 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be hosting a special episode of My Next Question. I'm going to be interviewing a panel of consumers about lab-grown diamonds. What do they know, what they don't know, and how they might feel about buying one. So please come and join us for that. That's special. We don't usually have consumers on here, so please check it out. You can sign up to attend that webinar on our site. I just dropped the link into the chat. Thanks again for joining us today, and please take care.